The Maryland man is back, and the left has some explaining to do. Kilmar Abrego Garcia, once hailed by Democrats as a wrongfully deported immigrant, is now facing serious federal charges. By the way, this is the same guy the media had a meltdown over and wanted to go and rescue. A grand jury indicted him for running over 100 smuggling trips, trafficking illegals, drugs, and weapons across our borders. He's also accused of abusing women and children during these operations. Attorney General Pam Bondi stated that this was his full-time job. He smuggled humans, children, and women. Let's take a look at what she said earlier today, the Attorney General, about this man.
This is especially disturbing because Abrego Garcia is also alleged with transporting minor children. The defendant traded the innocence of minor children for profit. There are even more disturbing facts that the grand jury uncovered. It is alleged this defendant is part of the same smuggling ring responsible for the death of more than 50 migrants in 2021 after the tractor trailer overturned in Mexico. This is part of that same ring. The defendant abused undocumented alien females, according to co-conspirators who were under his control while transporting them throughout our country. This defendant trafficked firearms and narcotics throughout our country on multiple occasions. They were using vehicles, SUVs, with added seats in the back, floors that had been ripped out, guns, narcotics, children, women, MS-13 members. That is what the grand jury found. A co-conspirator alleged that the defendant solicited nude photographs and videos of a minor. A co-conspirator also alleges the defendant played a role in the murder of a rival gang member's mother. These facts demonstrate Abrego Garcia is a danger to our community.
And so, of course, the Attorney General giving a lot of information about him and going on. And of course, she said this was his full-time job. He smuggled humans, children, as well as women. The Attorney General says that despite these allegations, it appears that Democrats still rallied behind him. You can see that Senator Chris Van Hollen went to go meet with him in El Salvador. This senator traveled all the way to El Salvador to meet this alleged MS-13 gang member. Again, this is Senator Chris Van Hollen, of course, a Democrat who traveled to El Salvador, and you can see the two of them there at their meeting that they had in regards to all of this. So you can see that the media portrayed him as a victim of this broken immigration system. And don't get me wrong, he was deported illegally, but now the man that they defended is facing charges that could lead to decades in prison. President Trump was criticized for claiming Garcia had gang ties. Take a look. You may remember this. This is Trump in the Oval Office pointing to Garcia's tattoos from the Oval Office, and you can see they had long suggested that he might be a member of MS-13 or have an affiliation with MS-13. The media mocked Trump, though, accusing him of spreading misinformation. Some even said this was photoshopped. I don't know if they're talking about that he put the little letters above the symbols, but anyways, those tattoos are part of the evidence in the case against Garcia now. But I want to just give you my take on all of this. I mean, this is a guy, by the way, that, sure, it was wrong that Garcia was deported despite a court order, but what in the world is the left doing going on a full-blown campaign to defend this guy? Are you kidding me? This guy is not a victim. They called him a victim. They held press conferences. They painted him as a symbol of injustice, and now he's shackled in a courtroom facing charges that could put him away for decades. He allegedly trafficked women and children. He even has links to the deadly crash in Mexico where dozens and dozens dozens of people ended up dying, those migrants losing their lives. So what now? Do the politicians who defended him still stand by that? Will they apologize to the American people, or will they just pretend that this never happened? The border isn't just a policy issue, it's a human crisis. And these people who are defending these bad people, for lack of a better term, it can cost people their lives. If we can't tell the difference between a victim and a predator, we're in trouble. This isn't just bad judgment. Of course, it's a fail of leadership. But Democrats are great at failures of leadership, so are we supposed to be surprised? I don't know. In any event, look, I get it that he was wrongfully deported. That shouldn't have happened. But nonetheless, it's not like he was some hero, right? He's not a good dude, according to everything that we know about him. I mean, you just take a look at some of these images. Not very good things appear to be happening with this gentleman, and yet people are going in the streets and praising him and saying what a horrible deal of cards he's been dealt in this situation. Many Democrats believe that these charges against him are just to make him, look worse. But regardless, obviously they're true because a grand jury, or they're suspected to be true because a grand jury indicted this guy. However, this guy is not a hero, and I think we can all agree on that. Let me know what you think. I'm curious your thoughts. Make sure to make those known down below. Of course, we appreciate you watching. Thanks so much. As always, follow along on social media. The usernames are right down there towards the bottom on X, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. Maybe you're on YouTube now, TikTok. So we appreciate you watching. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks so much, and we'll see you again soon.